What's up, YouTubers? This is Eric coming to you live straight from the paint station again. I'm just going to go over day 1 and day 2 of the painting challenge for Warboss Tay. So the first thing I'm going to show you is, because I already primed the models and I didn't show you what they looked like beforehand, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you the back of the boxes and show you what they're generally supposed to look like. So these are the Malifaux models that I got for the hired swords. Sorry, it's not focusing very well. Okay, it's better a little bit. Alright, so these are, I believe, both the Victorias. They're like they're the HQs of the army, basically. And then I forget this girl's name, Tara or something. She's also supposed to be really good at combat. And then we have these 3 girls here that are like sexy looking girls with katanas that bring out more like the feministic part of the crew. And then you have this little like student girl here who's kind of like, that hasn't really fully matured yet into a woman, but that's just kind of chilling there. So then there's them. And then I decided to get the Gunslinger Convict box, and the reason why is because of the guy up top here. He just looks absolutely amazing with his detail work, and I'm thinking if a convict just got out and if there were a pair of revolvers just chilling, that's exactly what he would look like. And then here's the bottom of what they look like in the front. So that's what they looked like, basically not primed and fully built. Now I didn't put all of the things together, the models together, because if you look closely, I mean, look how small some of these pieces are. So I'm keeping them separate so I can paint them in full detail of how I want them, and then I'll just glue them on really carefully later so I don't have to worry about missing a certain spot or going into detail in certain spots and not in other spots. Now for the day 1, what is one of my non-miniature related talents or hobbies? I'm in college right now, and in high school and before high school I was very talented and gifted in sports. I was one of the best athletes on every team that I ever played. I had a lot of heart in it. I devoted a lot of time into it. It's just who I am as a person. Now, present, besides the hobbies, I really enjoy paintball. It's something that I love to do. I just got a new gun. I love the community aspect of it, just like with wargaming. Most people are very welcoming and want to teach you, and you want to learn and become better, and you make a lot of friendships in paintball and in anything really that you do. For day 2, what is your favorite miniature from the last year that you painted, and why is that your favorite? I did a Death Guard army when the Betrayal of Calth set came out, and I don't have the model on me right now, but I will show you with day 3 of what they looked like, or what they look like. And I'm not 100% done the Dreadnought or the Terminators, but I'm done with the Marines, and I spent a lot of time on them, so I hope you guys will like that. And the last thing I'm going to do to show you for day 2 is what I did was I basically took the bases and I used a texture paint from GW. I'm not going to get super detailed, I think, into the bases unless if I change my mind, but I used a texture paint from GW known as Sterling Mud. It's the first time I'm using it, because using the Warhammer sand and using the Elmer's glue and then having to go over it again to make it look thicker is sometimes a pain in the butt, especially when you've done it for over 30 models in the previous army that I did. So I wanted something different, and I might even do another layer on here to show more. But I'm really happy with the way they turned out, and I didn't paint it. This is just the way that it came. I'm gonna prime these later, but that's 8 or 9 of them that I did last night. And then what I did tonight which I'm really pleased about, is I did priming. Now, they're gray and black primed models. The ones that I did in the black, which I'll give you a close-up on, this is one of the Victorias. I did her in black because I want her to be dark, because she's one of the better melee characters and supporting characters. And then here's the other Victoria. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at this. I apologize. So again, the reason why I primed these, those two black, is because they're the darker. They're not as, they don't show as much skin either. So I want them to be a little bit darker looking. The gunslinger model that I was talking to you about in the last video, here he is. God, he looks so amazing. Can't wait to paint him. He'll probably be the first one that I start painting. Now, the reason why I primed the two gunslingers black is because I want their skin not to be as bright as the girls that I'll show you in a second. I want them to have a darker, dirtier flesh color because they just broke out of prison. I mean, they're not going to have pretty skin. Here's the other gunslinger. And then here's, oh my gosh, I can't remember her name. But she also has a mechanical arm, and so I figured I might as well do a little bit darker colors with them. So those are those 5 models and what I've done so far with them. And all the mold lines are off. And let me tell you something, mold lines on these models are really hard to do. This is a better way of doing it. Okay. So here's one that's primed a light gray. Now, I couldn't prime too much gray on them because it's a car primer, which is a lot cheaper than the GW primer, but you have to be careful with it. And just notice the detail on her face and her hair. That's amazing for these little models, and it's going to be a blessing and a pain to paint them. Oh my gosh. I wouldn't blame any of you right now if you were laughing at me trying to show you these models. This is the student. I think what she's called is like the totem or tome or something. Every crew needs one. Then here's her. She's one of my favorites. So the plan with these gray girls is to get them really, really sexy, really sassy looking. They look like they're wearing a lot of corsets and stuff, so I'm thinking of painting each one of these girls a different color dress and maybe use special paints for like the stockings and everything. If you have any suggestions on that, please let me know. I'm not very good with paints outside of GW, so that's what I've gotten done for this evening, and I can't wait to see your videos, and I'll see you guys later.